Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. So this project we've been contracted in to rectify some cowboy workmanship, unfortunately. So it's a pitched roof structure that's failed a building inspection. Let's go up and show you why, and then we'll go over what we're going to be getting up to. Okay, so the structure's now been demolished. As you can see from the video, all the burrs mouths have been packed up here, there and everywhere. Incorrect height above plates. Just clearly didn't know what they were doing. They had some timber noggins coming back here rather than taking off some course of brickwork, so we've now lowered this 3 courses. So that means, because we're fitting new fascia and soffit around the property as well, the main house, all the soffit can run round in line and sit on top of the brickwork as normal. There's a couple of repairs to do with the mortar down here, for example. So we need to lower this blockwork. I'm not actually sure how much yet because I need to run a laser around, but it's probably going to be about half the height of a block, near enough. And what we've got to do, so they installed the ceiling joists too high. So as you probably saw from the video, they had to pack down the ceiling internally by about 100 mil of 4x2 timber. So we need to lower this blockwork. I'm not actually sure how much yet because I need to run a laser around, but it's probably going to be about half the height of a block, near enough. We're going to remove this block all the way around, relay it correctly with a new wall plate connecting into the existing, and then we can pitch up the roof from there. Okay, so as you can see, we've got all our plates on. These have been lasered in, fixed down and paralleled. Blockwork's all done. We've cut the plaster where our straps are going to be going nice and evenly this time, as opposed to how they were before. So we're about to get our straps fixed down first. But I thought I'd show you how I've marked out the positions of the rafters and joists. So first things first, this is a hipped end roof. So if I measure outside of plate to outside of plate, that's 3,170. Half of that is 1585, so that's the centre of this plate. We've got 45mm thick timber, so go 22.5 each way. That's where our crown common rafter goes, so it'll meet the ridge and the ridge will return back to the main house. So if we come off to the edge of the rafter, I've got 1562. If I come off that, the same here, 1562, and then put my X on the left. We're parallel at 90 degrees, so the hip will run up at 45 degrees. So this building is slightly out of parallel from the existing roof, so it's about 30mm longer from that plate to this edge here than it is that end. So the hips will be marginally off 45 degrees, but you won't notice it. If it was more than that, you may do. So anyway, so that'll be our first pair rather of commons meeting the ridge at this point here. So if you'd imagine one coming up there, 2 coming up here, meeting the ridge, and the ridge is returning back to the main roof. Excuse me. So I then do 400 centres this way, coming away, because obviously that is going to be a jack rafters that end. So 400 centres all the way to the roof, both sides. And what I've also done, if you come here and have a look, I've written J. So you normally put an X where your timber's going, but because we've got a ceiling joist as well, not to confuse it, I've put a J where the joists are going, an X where the rafters are going. So the first thing is we're going to be fitting our ceiling joist first, which will give us something to work off to build the roof. Nog it all out, get it strapped down, we'll have a central binder as well on the ceiling joist, and then we can start pitching up the roof. So yeah, we've got to fix the straps down first, where we've notched out for the plaster. As you can see, we've got longer straps than what they originally had, and they're a lot more evenly spaced. So yeah, I'll show you us getting the ceiling joist in. So as you can see, we've got all our ceiling joists in now. We've got this central binder in here. There's a bit of detail just to strengthen up these 5x2s. So it's sat on this double, which is sat on the plate, which is on the double hanger. Single hangers on all the singles, double on that double over there, and it's sat on a double timber which is fixed to all the existing rafter feet. So it's got a full bearing. So we're now going to start pitching up the roof. I'm going to show you a bit of a method that I previously didn't know. Saw it on social media, thought it was really good. So we've got a 7x2 ridge. What I've done is I've cut the seat cut on that end, and I've pushed it up until it meets the existing common rafter. So the seat cut is flush touching common rafter, okay? Now I've got a template foot here of the common rafters, this roof. So just checked it with my boat level. I've put a plumb pencil mark here, so obviously that could tilt and throw it off. So once I've got the bird's mouth tight on the plate, held this on there, when it's plumb, I know that's sat right, so put it on here. I know that when it's flush here, that is sat correctly. What I want to do is continue the plane of this up and mark it on this ridge timber. So if I just get my 2 foot level, and mark that on there, which is flush with there. So where the plane of this intersects the ridge, if I now square down from here, rather than cut that off there, I actually want to add 22.5mm to that. Reason being is because I've done this before, this method, where I've cut it off there. Actually the ridge is then out of level. So because these commons, so the first pair of commons, you minus 22.5 off each one to allow for the thickness of the ridge bore, which is 45mm. So this end one, you should do the same, minus 22.5, as in off this crown common rafter. because we've minus the 22.5 off this, you then want to plus the 22.5 onto this ridge, otherwise the ridge will be sat out of level and you'd have to trim the rear end where the seat cut is. Because when you calculate roofs using you know, trigonometry, mathematical calculations, it doesn't know the size of the timber, so everything is worked off a centre line. So if you imagine the pair of rafters over there, they're going to finish here, okay, and then the crown column is going to finish here, so that's why you're adding the 22.5 here, so it all stays at the same pitch. So I'll show you us now constructing the roof.
I'll give it a draw. And a screw. It's got to lean loads away, I think, or that way now, right, towards it. Right. Let's straight up on that first. That's good there. Right, you take that. Go that way. I can push it. Yeah, you tell me it's level.
Oh, too much. A bit less. A bit more. Go that way now a bit. Yeah, wait. There.
Yeah, right, just temporary.
That's right there.
Yeah, but I need to go down.
Yeah, you tell it in that front. Yeah.
Yeah. Could you pass me your drill set? You want? I'm just going to screw the bottoms first, and you can fix the tops. Yeah. Let me fix the bottom first, please. Roger. Yeah. Just get the other one in.
As you can see, we've now actually got our hips in and we've backed them. Started doing this recently, I just quite like how precise it is. Takes a bit longer, but yeah, I just think it's a nicer job. We've also put these dragon ties in. Never actually knew what these were until probably about a year ago. Anyway, they tie the corners in, so we've hex headed them into the plates. Double burrs mouth on the hip just gives that a bit more support. So yeah, both the hips are in. The rafters are all bolted to the joist, the ceiling joists all around. So what we're going to be doing now is cutting our jack rafters, getting them installed, and then we'll get on to the valley lay boards and yeah, valley jacks or creeper jacks, connecting the new to old. So I'll show you us fitting the jacks now. Okay, that's the structure all complete now then. So we've got all the ceiling joists on, all the roof done. A couple of days it's taken really to do actually the structure. So yeah, looking good. Backed the lay board there just for a nice accurate job. All the feet have been cut off now. We've done a backing bevel on the hips as well. Again, just for a nice accurate finish. So we're ready now for the backboard all the way around, attach these feet, and then we can fascia and soffit. We're going to be doing that around the whole existing property. So yeah, all the bolts are done, straps are fixed down, and that's this one all wrapped up. So thanks for watching this one. I'll see you next time.